I was thinking about when you have to give a speech. And it's not only for special occasions like graduations or weddings. In business, giving a speech could be as simple as standing up and giving a small presentation in front of a meeting of 5 people or 3 people. It's the same skills that you need for giving a very long and detailed speech. And I'm going to suggest that you should never, almost never, have long, detailed speeches. I think the usual time is about more than 10 minutes and people turn off. So you need to develop the skill of being able to speak for 5 to 10 minutes. And that's a very useful business skill or any skill in life. How do you do that? Well, I've got 10 suggestions here, and I'm going to give you a bonus number 11 or possibly number 12 as well at the end. Things I've thought about from teaching students to give speeches. I had one chap who I helped develop some speeches to give a talk in Detroit. He was an academic. He was a professor, but he was giving speeches at a car industry convention. And a few tips that I gave him helped him have a success. He was a Japanese chap, Japanese man. His English is very good, but he had no real experience standing in front of a large group of professional people. So I gave him a few tips and he had a great success. And he bought me a bottle of whiskey as a thank you. So that's my qualification for telling you that these 10 tips will help you. As I say, I've got a few bonuses at the end. Okay. So first of all, practice your pronunciation. There may be a number of common mistakes. So the only way to get those through is by practicing a few times. Also, if you practice and you know what you're going to say, you will avoid using words like in between words. We use that as a marker for thinking. I think in Japanese it would be like saying eto. You don't want to say too many of those. The way to avoid that is by practicing. Number 2, find the right tone. The tone is the style. If it's a very serious meeting, maybe you shouldn't have any humor. On the other hand, if people are there to have a good time at a conference, maybe a little joke at the beginning or an amusing comment. My cat's just walked past, like that, is a welcome relief. So you have to decide what's the tone, what's the right tone for the speech. Number 3, maintain eye contact to show confidence and openness. Yes, looking at the audience as much as possible, maintaining eye contact. If it's a large number of people, that's hard to do, but you want to be facing the audience. You don't want to be looking at your PowerPoint demonstration. And as you can tell, when I'm talking over here, you can't really hear me. You can't hear me, can you? In fact, the whole thing is about positioning. Position yourself so that you're standing. If you're the audience, at worst, I would be side on so that I can point at something. Never back to the audience, unless you're doing it for a dramatic reason. Okay, number 4, react to the audience. If the audience starts laughing or they find a joke funny, something that you didn't expect, you could say, yeah, I thought that was funny too. Or if there's a loud noise in the auditorium, in the hall, you can react to it. Say, wow, that was noisy. You are allowed to be human. Okay. Number 5, practice your gestures so that you know at key points you can do some kind of gesture or something inclusive like that. Don't just stand like this. No, use your whole body. Number 6, use pauses. Did you notice I paused there and then you had to listen? You can use it for a dramatic effect. Or after you've said a main point, and you can pause and let the audience consider what you said. And then you get on to the next point. Number 7, if you feel nervous, you can use that energy to show your passion or excitement for the topic. I'm sure you'll feel nervous. Sometimes you can't help but speak a little bit faster. Embrace that, do that. If it makes you very excited and you want to talk very quickly, do it. And then say, oh, I'm sorry, I get so passionate about this topic. It's natural to feel nervous and scared. So use that energy. Number 8, stay hydrated. That means drink water. Have a glass of water to keep your voice box flowing, so you can speak up. You don't want to croak. Just have a sip of water, especially if you're getting nervous. You don't have much saliva in your mouth, not much spit in your mouth. So drink some water. Save the alcohol until after the speech. Number 9 is memorize or learn the main points. Yes, I think so. That's a good idea. That allows you to be more natural because you've remembered the main points. But you may forget when you're up there, and you may add a few points. That's okay if you've got the main points memorized. And number 10, practice in front of other people. Find out if they understood what you said. It's good to have a teacher to practice with, but if you don't have a teacher, practice on your husband or wife, or boyfriend or girlfriend, or another colleague, friendly colleague. If you don't have that, practice in front of the mirror. You can see how you look, and if you're speaking too quickly, you can work out those important things. Okay, I said I was going to give you an 11th or 12th point. I've completely forgotten what they were. Oh, number 11. It's okay to have a few notes, but like literally, if you're talking about something and there's 5 important things you want to say, just have the 5 keywords written down on a piece of paper on an index card, and hold that in your palm. That's perfectly okay. And the 12th point, I think I already said that. Yeah, don't have your back to the audience. It's perfectly okay. In fact, it's good to walk around on the stage, but not crazily. Sometimes on TED Talks, you see them going back and forth, back and forth. If you've practiced it, that's good. But even that is better than just being too static, standing at the dais, the wooden thing, and just talking and reading from your notes. Don't read from your notes. That's what I wanted to say. Don't read word for word from your notes. There's nothing worse than that. You can put your notes on a PowerPoint or give them as in a document to the audience. Therefore, you don't need to read word for word. Do not do that. They're there to hear you giving your main points, your summary of what you think. And by your presentation, you're passing the information on. So even a few errors in English, it's fine. They want to see you being you. If they want perfect English, they can read the document. But if they want passion and engagement, they can only get that by looking at you. So give them that, and don't worry about small mistakes. Okay, I have some questions for you. Number 1, which of these tips is the easiest for you to adopt, for you to do? Number 2, which of these is the hardest? Number 3, what topic would you be able to speak about in English? And I guess your homework, try making a short speech about a topic of interest to you. Okay, thank you very much, and good luck. Just to add, it gets easier with practice. It can be terrifying standing in front of a group of people, but as a teacher, I do that almost every day in front of a group of students, and it gets easier with practice. Not always easy, but there's always some times when it's nerve-wracking. But it's a skill that you can learn and improve. So good luck. Okay. Thank you very much.